Hello my friends, the Ukrainian counterattack may really start very soon, at least we have some sort of the signs that show it. As you know, Russia announced the evacuation from this territory near to Melitopol, Tokmak, and today they increased that area of evacuation and now they move people from Zaporizhia and Kherson Oblast to Crimea, and that is why there is the huge traffic jam. This photo comes from the Changar area and there is the checkpoint where they enter Crimea. What we also may see from this picture that the weather is quite fine and the forecast is also good. The same weather you may see over here. This is the Ukrainian military column, mostly Bradleys, and the weather is perfect for the counterattack, I may say, but there still could be the problems with the soil. It needs several days to be more or less robust, but on the south it's more or less good. But still there are some areas where the soil is not really good, and it depends on the Ukrainian plan. If we want to assault simultaneously on the south and on the east, we need the good weather on the east as well, and this is near to the Bakhmut city. And we have the reports from the local citizens who live in Melitopol that Russian officials are also running away to Crimea. They speak about the Russian occupation administration and also about the simple Russian soldiers who hide their uniform and try to vanish between civilians. They do it like that not to take part in the defense of the future counterattack performed by Ukraine. It just confirms once again that they have huge panic. However, most of the Russian forces will just stay and fight in that area. As you can see on this military map, there are some defense lines created just close to the front lines. And all of that part just been evacuated, but there are some civilians who decided to stay and wait for Ukrainian forces. The Balitsky, who is the leader of the occupation administration of Zaporizhia region, already blamed those citizens for not leaving their homes. And before we continue with the counteroffensive topic, let me tell you about the partner and the sponsor of my channel. It is, yes, the Atlas VPN. They have now the huge deal especially made for my followers, so now you can get the Atlas VPN Premium for just $170 per month, plus you will have 6 months for free, and totally it's 85% of discount. This offer is the best out there. You may hear that English is not my native language, so I constantly studied. How I study, I just basically watch the Netflix series, and some of them are not available in my country. That is why I switch on the Atlas VPN to watch my favorite series. With Atlas VPN, you simply don't have any limits or any kind of restrictions. Atlas VPN may help you to avoid the price discrimination, so by changing your virtual location, you may purchase, for example, airline tickets with a great discount. Atlas VPN is blocking annoying ads, it restricts the government access to your accounts, and also you are unreachable for hackers. Awesome. My friends, now please check my personal link in the video description just below, where you can get the Atlas VPN Premium for the lowest price possible, $170 per month, and you'll have 6 months for free, and totally it's 85% of discount. Extraordinary. The deal is time limited, so hurry up to join the club. Alright, what we also see on this military map that there is some concentration of the new Ukrainian forces. And they're coming and coming day by day, as you saw on a video before. And it's not the secret for the occupation administration. Russians already told in their media that they see how Ukraine collects the forces for the future counterattack, and they started the evacuation, so probably Ukrainian army will go just on this region. It's not the Second World War or something, then you can attack with a large army in unexpected manner. It's the 21st century and our enemy already knows our intentions, because they have radars, satellites, drones and intelligence. But it doesn't mean that the counterattack of Ukrainian army will be not successful. No, we'll go and we'll take the land, because Russia doesn't have enough forces to withstand the Ukrainian counterattack. But today it was quite calm on the south, but yesterday I got the information that Ukraine is up to start the counterattack the last night, and I was waiting for it, but but it didn't happen. So the information that I got from my resources appeared to be hoax. About the Donbas area, the eastern side of Ukraine, the main hotspot is the Bakhmut city, and Russia attacks inside the city and also on the north part of it. You know that Prigozhin wants to withdraw the forces, and Kadyrov already said that they'll send their forces to take Prigozhin's positions, so they've already negotiated it, and Kadyrov sent a special paper to Putin to sign this order, and after a while Chechens will go to fight in the Bakhmut city. Again, I think that it's the PR campaign for Prigozhin and also for Kadyrov, and partially it may touch Putin. For Putin, this situation is not very nice, but as a variant, he could play this old theater to blame Shoigu and Gerasimov for the future Russian army defeat, let's say, on the south. Because Prigozhin and Putin, they have, I would say, connection, because without Putin, Prigozhin would not be able to create even the Wagner forces. So in this situation, obviously it's better to blame the regular Russian army command, but they also have resources and they have influence. Also, Russia attacks near to Spirna, at least tries to do it, and near to Bilohorivka. And not long time ago, they've lost some land out there. And let's check the Bakhmut update from the Deep State map. So it was yesterday, and it is today just the light movement of the Russian forces inside the city. This is the tactical map. As you can see, Russia has two of the main vectors of their assault, and they continue to use the special artillery rounds that explode in the air, creating the fire. I wonder if those are the phosphorus bombs or not, but they bring lots of the devastation to the area, but nevertheless our guys hold there. And near to Donetsk there is just one vector of the Russian assault. If you watch my videos, before you saw lots of the Russian attacks, but now they don't have the resource to perform that, and they went to complete defense. Even in Bakhmut they will freeze. They may take the city, but not for a long time. So again, the second evening consecutive we see the fire rounds that Russia fired towards the Bakhmut city. There are lots of the wildfires now in Russia, and what caused that? Probably the Russian army. Most of the fires happened not far away from Yekaterinburg city, near to the Resh town. I've took this information from the Russian opposition resources, by the way, so they say that there are huge Russian storages near to the Resh city. As you can see, the biggest storage is just a little smaller compared to the town. So why do they think that it is the job of the regular Russian army? Because there was the directive comes from the Putin to count all of the ammunition in the Russian storages, after Prigozhin said that they do not have enough ammunition. And the next day the fire happens on one of the biggest Russian storages. So now the Russian army command may say that the ammunition just burned down and it fits the paper. The air sirens again in most areas of the Ukraine. It's been confirmed that Russia fired some of the rockets. Now they perform the daily attacks to destabilize the situation in Ukraine before the counterattack of Ukrainian forces. There was the assassination attempt of this guy. His name is Zahar Prilepin, and he fought against the Ukrainian forces in Donbas. He was the commander of the battalion, and he confirms that they've done the massacres in Ukraine. And for Russia, he is a hero. He switched to the propaganda genre, and actually he was a friend of Prigozhin. So something happened to his car today. The front part of the car just separated, maybe because the airbags exploded. But Prilepin was sitting at the back seat, and that saved his life. He is now in a hospital in state of artificial coma. So it's the third case, and then someone from the Russian propaganda suffers spontaneous explosions of their vehicles or cafes. And I guess that is just the beginning. And Ukraine has nothing to do with it. I think it's the internal clashes between the Russian clans. Today the Ukrainian air defense shut down the very interesting drone. It's the first time I see it, so you can see this part. There are just lots of the cameras. Usually they have one camera, but there Wow, lots of the lenses. Probably this drone was made to capture more area. Today some explosions were reported close to Sevastopol, and you can see this is just the field and something went into it. Russia says that it could be the Ukrainian Tupolev 141, the drone that also hit the Engels airfield before. Yesterday I told you that it appears that Ukraine had shot down the Kinzhal hypersonic missile, and today our air defense confirms that, so one Kinzhal rocket was shot down the day before yesterday. It is the first time in the history that hypersonic rocket was intercepted in the skies. I think that it was only possible because of the Patriot system, because this rocket got the ballistic trajectory, and Patriot systems were made to fight against those types of the rockets. There was the new exchange of the prisoners of war. We got 45 soldiers coming back to Ukraine, and they spent around 1 year in the Russian prison, and those 45 soldiers were exchanged to 3 Russian military pilots, who also spent around 1 year in Ukrainian prison. Russia has created the new modernized version of the tank armor. This time they will have the Contact 1 explosives armor on the top of the tank. We call it the grill, and I guess they do it against the javelin rounds. Why are you shooting so close to the drone? Well, anyways, it could work from what I think, but only practice will show if that works or not. My friends, I'm gonna keep you updated on situation in Ukraine. Now press the like to this video, and also don't forget to check the link for the Atlas VPN, where you can get it with a huge discount. My friends, I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.